Hello everyone and happy Easter. I'm Heather and I am pumped for what's about to happen. But before we get started, there's only one thing you need to know about this. EasterJam is for everybody in your family. So if you're a teenager, college students, grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, little kids, brothers, sisters, parents. Now, here's the little point. They have to be living in your house. We have to social distance, so make sure it's just in your house. Now, we're about to have some serious fun, and we need you to lead the way. So adults, buckle up. This Easter is like you've never seen before. No matter who you are, we want you to know that EasterJam is for you too. The only way to not have fun is to not participate. So look around. Is anybody missing? If they are, pause right here and go get them now. We're going to get started in 3, 2, and 1.
Easter, a time for fake grass, plastic eggs, these things, chocolate bunnies, and people dressed as bunnies. And then there are the weird parts of Easter, like fake grass, plastic eggs, these things, chocolate bunnies, and people dressed as bunnies, which is interesting. But what does all this stuff have to do with Easter? And if this holiday is about more than candy and wearing uncomfortable clothes to church and lunch with your relatives, what makes Easter happy?
Okay, hear me out. There are only 2 kinds of people in this world, and people who love these, and people like me, who I just don't get it. How do you eat something so cute and grainy? Let's see how your family feels. Show me a thumbs up if you like to eat peeps, and a thumbs down if you don't. I'll give you just a second. Okay. There are a lot of different opinions out there, but no matter how you feel about eating peeps, you're going to love this game. Your family is about to face off in the greatest peeps jousting competition of all time. I'm going to explain how it works, and then I'll tell you when to start. First, you need to divide your family into 2 teams. Now, take 2 peeps and assign them to each team. Now, if you don't have peeps, big marshmallows will work just as well. Team A gets peep A, Team B gets peep B. You come up with cooler names like Lord Sugarcoat or Sir Sprinkles. You get the idea. You can also use a marker to decorate your peep to give it some personality. You could draw a mustache on it, you can draw mean eyebrows on it, or just this little fancy outfit. Let your creative juices flow. Next, you need to prepare the peeps for battle. You take a toothpick, or we have a cut straw, and you're going to stick it in and get it ready. Think of the toothpick as lightsaber, a joust, or a sword. Just depends on how serious your family is into competition. Now, make sure that the toothpick or straw or whatever is facing toward the other peep. Now, you're going to place the 2 combatants on a microwavable plate, and on this one, there's no social distancing necessary. You want the peeps to be as close together and facing one another. Finally, time for the big event. Gather round, put the plate in the microwave, setting the timer to 45 seconds. You won't let it run that long. In fact, wait, don't let it run that long. And then, after that, you can press start. Watch at a safe distance until the peeps drop their toothpick sabers and one touches the other. The toothpick that touches the other peep first wins. As soon as this happens, you're going to want to stop the microwave. Trust me on this one, families. Okay, it's time to settle this thing. Don't forget to snap a photo of the photo finish. It's go time. Now, press pause and I'll wait right here. Okay, how did it go? Who won? I want pictures. Post them with the hashtag of EasterJam 2020 on our Facebook page or on Instagram or whatever social media. We want to see pictures. I have to admit, that was more fun than I thought it was going to be. Also, this is what happened. If you can see, they melted. All right, ready for another game. For this one, you're going to need a laundry basket and socks. Lots of socks. Clean, dirty, doesn't matter as long as they have a match. If you need to go grab those things now, and you're gonna press pause now, and I'll explain in just a minute. Okay, got your basket and socks? Great. Now, choose 2 people to play, and you'll also need 2 scorekeepers. So, to get started, dump all the socks on one side of the room. And don't worry, those socks will make it back to the basket pretty soon. Then, place the basket on the other side of the room. When I say go, players will grab a sock, go through the pile, and to find the matching one, roll those socks up into the shape of a ball or like an Easter egg, and then toss them like this across the room and into the laundry basket. It comes back. It's amazing. The player with the most sock eggs in the basket at the end of the timer wins. If you don't have scorekeepers to help count, it's okay. You'll have to keep up with that number on your own. That means everybody has to be on the honor system. Parents, I'm looking at you. Okay, if needed, press pause now to get everything and everyone into place. And I'll wait right here. Okay, everybody ready? Great. We're putting a 1-minute timer on the clock. This Easter egg throwdown is happening in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, families, come back over here. I want to know who won. Good, great. That was kind of wild. Whoever won gets socks. Okay, just kidding. Adults, make sure whoever won the challenge gets a special treat today. Maybe one of these. Okay, maybe not. I hope you're having fun so far. We're celebrating because today is Easter. If you don't know the whole story about Easter, that's okay. Today, we'll talk about what makes today, maybe more than any other day, a happy day. But before we get there, I know you have a lot of family and friends who would love to hear from you. And to make that happen, you have a few options. Pause this video and pick one of the challenges on the screen to wish your peeps a happy Easter. Okay, so I just got like 9 texts from our crew saying Happy Easter. Thanks, fam. Nice. Even though we're celebrating a little differently than we have before, that's okay. Easter is still happy. And that's not just because of peep wars or Easter baskets or chocolate bunnies, although those things are pretty awesome. It's still happy because of what happened thousands of years ago at that first Easter. It's the world's most powerful story, and yet it's so simple. So simple that it can be told with laundry.
In the beginning, God created everything. He formed people in His very own image. But then, we turned away from God. Sin entered the world, like a dark stain. Still, God loved us so deeply that He made a plan to rescue us. At just the right moment, God sent His very own Son, Jesus, to live among us. Jesus healed hearts, and minds, and bodies. Thousands gathered to hear Him teach. Instead of giving lots of new rules, Jesus turned things upside down by making it simple. Love God, love others. After 3 years of traveling and teaching, Jesus and His disciples entered Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover feast. Huge crowds gathered to welcome Him. But while the crowds cheered for Jesus, the religious leaders made plans to arrest Him. He was turning their world upside down, and they wanted Him gone. As Jesus celebrated the Passover meal with His friends, He told them that He would be leaving, but would return. His friends didn't understand. That night, one of Jesus' followers, Judas, led soldiers to arrest Him. The religious leaders gave Jesus a fake trial and then sent Him to Pilate, the Roman governor, who could have Him killed. Pilate found Jesus had broken no law and tried to release Him. But a mob called for Jesus to be killed. Pilate gave in and handed Jesus over to the Roman soldiers. Jesus was forced to carry the heavy beams of His own wooden cross. On a hill called Golgotha, the soldiers nailed Jesus' hands and feet to the rough wood. The soldiers and people who passed by laughed and mocked Him. But from the cross, Jesus asked God to forgive them. Finally, Jesus called out, "It is finished." Then He died. The earth shook. Rocks split open. Even the soldiers cried, "Surely He was the Son of God." One of Jesus' followers took His body and placed it in a tomb cut from the rock. A huge stone blocked the entrance. Jesus' friends were devastated. They had believed that Jesus was the one God promised, the one who would rescue them, but now He was gone. Their whole world had turned upside down. Jesus' friends stayed hidden in fear for 3 days. But early Sunday morning, Mary Magdalene, a close friend of Jesus, hurried to the tomb. She planned to anoint Jesus' body with special spices. As Mary neared the tomb, she saw the stone had been rolled away. The tomb was empty. Mary turned to see a man standing near. She didn't recognize him until he said, "Mary." It was Jesus, alive. Jesus told her, "Do not hold on to me. I have not yet ascended to the Father. Instead, go to those who believe in me." Jesus, God's Son, became like us to lay down His life. Through God's power, He defeated death for all of us, and sin was washed away. One day, He's promised to return, so we can live with Him forever.
Wow, I hear that story every Easter, and it always amazes me. I mean, God sent Jesus to the world to remind me that He is greater than anything that can go wrong in my world. That simple fact that Jesus came to life is proof to me that I can face anything bad that happens. I like to think about it this way. I can because Jesus is alive. Here's an example. I can keep loving because Jesus is alive. I can be brave because Jesus is alive. And I can have hope because Jesus is alive. Here's an idea. Take a few minutes and add to this list of things you can do because Jesus is alive. Answer this question as a family. How would you fill in the blank? I can blank because Jesus is alive. Pause the video while you discuss. When you're finished, meet me back here. Awesome. I love conversations like these because remembering what God has done in the past helps me to trust Him with what's going on in my life right now. I hope that's true for you too. And I hope you spend the rest of the day making happy memories with your family. To get started, here's one last challenge. For this one, you'll need to decide who the technology genius is at your house. Maybe it's a step-parent, an aunt, an 8th grader. I don't know. Either way, decide who that person is now. Got it? Awesome. As soon as this video is over, I want you to go outside and take a family Easter photo. You can be dressed up or in your PJs. It can totally be normal with a smiling face or a silly face. One of those, or you can use one of those cool little filters with the Easter bunny rabbit ears. Whatever you want, make it a family photo. No matter how you do it, take that family photo and make it awesome. Then share it to social media, on our Facebook page, Instagram, wherever you want to share it. Remember to use that hashtag EasterJam 2020 so we can see your family's Easter style. Maybe now, more than ever, this is a time to celebrate and remember God's faithfulness and the hope He gives us in Jesus. After all, that's what makes Easter so happy.
The greatest day in history. Death is beating, you have rescued me. Sing it out, Jesus is alive. Cross the empty grave, life eternal, you have won the day. Shout it out, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Oh, happy day, you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. I stand in that place, realize meeting face to face. I am yours, Jesus, you are mine. In this joy, perfect peace, earthly pain finally will cease. Celebrate to